Is The Sims 3 better than The Sims 4? Hello, I'm Demer, and today we are going to compare the both most successful Sims games ever. This video will be divided in 6 categories, being them Create a Sim, World, Build Mode, Live Mode, Optimization, and Packs. And first I'll talk about The Sims 3, then I'll talk about The Sims 4, and then I'll say which one is the winner in that category, okay? So before I start, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video because, you know, my channel is still growing and I would pretty much appreciate that. Now that you've done that, I believe we can start the video. Starting with Create a Sim, in The Sims 3, everything is based on sliders. You have the superficial ones who take care of the most important details, but then there's the more in-depth sliders that allow you to customize any single details into your Sim's face. There are so many sliders that you actually get lost in them. It's really cool. For body shape, we don't have too many options, but you can still make something cool with it.
Wait a minute, hold on.
While for the skin tones, you have what it takes to make whoever you would like to make. The makeup is also very cool to mess around with because you can actually do everything you want with it. For the clothing, they look so outdated and it's very hard to find something that will actually suit your sim without looking old, but at least you have the color wheel, which will help you a lot because some of the clothes in this game... And I think I haven't mentioned the amazing customization for hair and eye color. For eye color, you can basically do whatever you want with your Sim's eye color. And for hair, you can customize each part of your hair, like the roots, the edges, the middle part. But the only problem with the hairs, it's the hairstyle. Some of them really
So beautiful.
Personality traits are also a very big thing here in The Sims 3. Only in the base game you have like a wide variety of them, which make the Sims particularly different and improves your gameplay. The lifetime wishes are also perfect and they feel like something you will really like to accomplish in your real life. Now talking about The Sims 4, you don't have sliders as you had in The Sims 3. You can easily modify everything by using your own mouse. I find it a lot better. Every single detail is customizable in this game and you can build very unique Sims, which is amazing. The body modification is also a lot better. You can do basically whatever you want with your Sims bodies. The clothing for the base game is in the majority very ugly, but it still gets updated to this day and the more recent clothing actually looks very good. And although you don't have the color sliders on this one, you can easily create some unique makeup style. You can also create very different skin tones, but I would still prefer the Sims 3 color wheel for skin tones and hairstyles and all the things. But I think the one that suffers the most from this limitation in the color is the hair, because you know, you only have one solid color for each hair. You cannot customize like the interior parts. It is what it is, and it's just that. The traits are also way less here in number and in quality. They feel kind of meaningless and so unrelatable, and so are their aspirations, which now are just missions and not lifetime wishes like they were before. Although this was hard to choose, for Create a Sim I'm giving Sims 4 a point because when you customize the sim and you put them in a world, they actually feel different. While in The Sims 3, they often look the same and look ugly as hell, look like they are made out of clay. So now for round 2, we are going to compare worlds. Well, this won't be hard for me. I mean, The Sims 3 worlds are huge and they feel like you live in an actual neighborhood, which is way better than in The Sims 4 where the average is between 10 to 15 lots per world and they all feel the same. I know you cannot travel between worlds in The Sims 3, but in my personal opinion, the world they give us is enough for me. And you can still customize the world, like you can put a beach on a winter world, that will still work. You can also use the Create a World tool, which is a tool outside of The Sims 3 where you can create everything, basically from the landscape to the size of your world, and create very unique worlds. Lots of simmers use it. I personally never used it. I don't like it. I don't find it intuitive. So on this round, The Sims 3 gets a point. Now round 3, we are going to compare build and buy mode. Starting with The Sims 3, the build and buy mode are separate. In the build mode, you can build walls, foundations, pools, staircases, and god, it is so freaking annoying because there's like no middle tiles, and you also can't free place doors and windows and stuff like that, so it is not like in The Sims 4. And another thing that is so annoying to me is the fact that you have to build a foundation first. I can't count how many times I've built a house just to realize it didn't have foundation. And what do you do in this situation? Cry and build a house again. Or you can just be like me, don't put a foundation and the house stays like that because I'm too lazy to build everything again. And also roofs are annoying me the fuck out on this game, and the auto-generated ones are very ugly. For the buy mode, here you basically decorate your house, but like the only advantage is the fact that you have the color wheel to save you from the most ugly looking decorations. Like, what the hell is this? You cannot size up and down objects, nor lift them or bring them down. You just work with the preset size and gravity. The Sims 4, on the other hand, doesn't separate build and buy mode. You have both at the same time, but I'll first focus on the building elements. Walls and floor are pretty much the same, but for the floor you cannot place it as a roof like you could in The Sims 3. You can paint ceilings, the roofs are way easier and customizable, pools are not as good, but the decoration that you can put around it helps, but in every other aspect is basically the same. While for the buy mode, although you don't have the color wheel, the preset swatches are great and more than enough for me. The decor is far better looking, but we have to take in that the game is still being updated to this day. You can size up and down objects, put them higher and lower, and you can also use off tiles like you could in The Sims 3. Despite The Sims 3 having the color wheel and stuff, I feel like the build mode of The Sims 4 is way easier to work with and far more customizable. So for the build mode, The Sims 4 wins, and now it is in a lead with 2 points, and Sims 3 is behind with 1 point. The next category is gameplay. Well, here comes the big one. This category will be divided in 4 subcategories, being them Sims behavior, job, social interactions, and family. But first, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video because, you know, it's very important because I'm still growing on YouTube. Starting with The Sims 3, Sims in this game feel like they are actually living. The mood bar is measured by the events that happen in your Sim's life, and that mood bar plus the traits make every Sim you own a different experience. Here you don't have emotions like you had in The Sims 4. Things here have meaning, and the world around you is actually living, unlike in The Sims 4. You also have here lots of spontaneous events like the butler, opportunities, firemen, and stuff like that. Plus, you get story progression, which, despite not being the best working story progression, is still a win for me. To get a job, you need to wait for the general to come to your house, and then you choose between the options they give you. But you can always just go to the workplace and choose the option to apply for a job. You can actually watch your Sims go to work, which, despite sounding stupid and a mundane thing that you wouldn't like to watch, for us Simmers, it is entertaining to watch your Sim going to school. But in most cases, you cannot join, only if you have the ambitions pack. To get promoted, you have a lot of requirements, which makes it way more interesting to build upon your career. You have to have good relationships with your boss, workmates, and also have great skills. For social interactions, they depend on your Sims traits, and despite them being way less, I feel like they actually have meaning. You unlock more social interactions by progressing with your conversation, but you can actually regress and mess up everything. The relation is okay, and you'll be invited to parties to maintain them, and the open world also makes it way better to have relationships, because it is way better to get out of your house because you don't have a loading screen waiting for you. Family gameplay is pretty much similar to The Sims 4. You get someone, engage, marry, you give birth to children or adopt them and get a dog and stuff like that, and then die. Some difference are the fact that the age span here is customizable in the settings, and here you have curfews for teens and you can watch them go to school. But if you have the generations pack, you'll be able to do a lot more activities with teens, elders, and all the life stages. Now, talking about the incredible The Sims 4, Sims behavior in this game is totally stupid. Like, they act like morons all the time. Plus, the traits here don't really have meaning in your game. The emotion system doesn't work as well. Like, in a second your Sim is happy, then he's mad, then he's playful. Plus, here you also have wants and fears, but they are so annoying, like, who cares? In The Sims 3, they were still cohesive with your Sim's life, and despite them not being as good as in The Sims 2, they were annoying like they are here. Like, sometimes your Sim is tense because he's scared that he won't make his dreams come true, but it's just stupid. You also don't have butlers, policemen, opportunities, and the firefighters don't work well. Like, you can be dying inside your house and the firefighter will be glitched outside. The closed world system is boring, and the story progression is even worse. Like, I once caught a cat living alone after the story progression update. Jobs for The Sims aren't bad. They are not better than in The Sims 3, but you can have a lot of fun investing in your career. You can go with your Sims to work if you have to get to work or get famous expansion pack. You can also be an influencer and stuff like that. So the careers are enough for me. Social interactions are another sad point in The Sims 4. You don't have the open world, so you feel like you're stuck in a box. But when you finally decide to get your ass out of the couch and be someone outside, you realize it isn't worth it. You cannot have a normal interaction without being interrupted by a random townie, and also traits don't have special meaning here. The conversation progression is not as deep in The Sims 3, but still notice it's still there. Family gameplay, it's okay. The only main issue is the fact that after you become a teen, everything feels the same. Like, even your Sims looks is the same. You just, you know, get some marks of aging. What's the name? I forgot. Wrinkles. You get some wrinkles, your hair gets gray, but physically there's not much difference. The height is the same and stuff like that. So for the gameplay, The Sims 3 undoubtedly wins, but The Sims 4 isn't that bad. It's still a good game. So now The Sims 3 and Sims 4 are tied with 2 points each. Now talking about optimization. The truth is, both games suck in optimization. Sims 3 lags, crashes, is very heavy to play with, and will probably burn down your computer. But At the end of the day, Sims 3 has a reason to do so. You have open worlds, color wheel, working story progression, while on the other hand, Sims 4 glitches are very annoying. Your Sims sometimes don't respond to the game, and the game also lags for no reason. It also closes suddenly, and it doesn't have a proper reason to do so, like the gameplay doesn't compensate the lag like in the Sims 3. So for optimization, Sims 3 gets a point, but keep in mind that this game is horrible in optimization. The last category is packs. Well, in the Sims 3 we have less packs, but they feel like a lot more in depth. They are all huge packs. We still got some misses. Yes, Katy Perry Sweet Treats, I'm talking about you. But overall, they're all good, and the majority of them are 100% worth the price, because they actually feel consistent. But for The Sims 4, you have thousands of DLC, and you still get very poor and fragmented packs that are worth the same price as they were in the Sims 3 era. Here is notable that quantity is over quality, and that's why The Sims 3 gets a point here. So our final board is The Sims 3 in the lead with 4 points, followed by The Sims 4 with only 2 points. I'll basically sum up what I said during this video. Sims 3 is a very good game. It has lots of options. The only main problems with it is the optimization, which sucks, and also the fact that, you know, things look very outdated and the graphics sometimes look off. While for The Sims 4, it is a very beautiful game that has a great build and buy mode and creative sim customization, but the gameplay isn't as good as the previous one. There are some features missing, like the open world and the color wheel, so I feel like that makes The Sims 4 a bit worse than in Sims 3, but it's not a bad game. So thank you for listening to me. This was the video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe my channel, and do all those things to help me grow on YouTube. I'll be back soon with other comparison videos and gameplay videos, and goodbye, Simmers.